Testing, testing. Okay. All right, I'm back with another weekly analysis. Um, so let's get right into it. Okay, so this is the first time I'm looking at the end of week chart where all the assets have stopped trading, except crypto, of course. So I'll start with the dollar index. All right. So today's the 22nd, and let me see the dates. Next week 24th, and then 31st, and then we start a new month. Okay, so let's look at the current monthly time frame. 2 months. Okay, so 2 month closes in 1 month. I'm waiting to see if we potentially close below, we can trade back up into this inverted fair value gap, then possibly move lower to this yearly you see down here, R2F gap style, but currently not yet. Okay, so we have 9 days for this month to close. We also have a 1 month here that could offer the same type of thing. Let's just see how we hang around here. Okay, we close above. What's happening? Are we showing the willingness to close below this monthly gap over there? Let's go down to the lower time frames. 6 days. Okay. So from this overall dollar index range, we expanded down, consolidated, and we created this consolidation, but now taking this low and a big expansion up back to an inefficiency. It's a 3 week gap, man. It's basically OT level, around 62 premium, almost about the midpoint of that. And we expanded back down pretty quickly. Okay, we started jabbing back up. You can see the wicks and that big expansion, big close down. So I want to look at the possibility of the dollar coming lower, attacking this all this consolidation that's happened in here, right? There's a lot of liquidity down there. And that is also at a 50% level. We did come back to 50, but that's a little bit more of a discount. I think we possibly can come back into. And just to show you the yearly gap, okay, it's a bit messy. It's a yearly gap down here, although we have a yearly order block here, candle order block. So let's just see what happens. So let's go to the 2 week. Okay, we have a 2 week inversion here. So let me hide this on the weekly charts. Keep it on the monthly. So this is a structural IFG 2 week. Keep this pertinent to the 2 weeks. Okay. So I'll be looking for the dollar index to come into this and then come lower. We do have some sell side being built up here. Let me look at the dollar index futures. Even more of a shallow run. Look at this nice gap down here. Yeah, looks good. You see on the dollar index, we did come down there, but not the dollar futures. Interesting. Let me see. Okay. I'm just going to write a note here. Liquidity rated, but also one did not trade into CBC. Small notes you may not understand unless you learn the same stuff as I do. Okay, it's very interesting, and I'll just highlight this to the right. Sorry, this OCD, got to keep it nice and clean. So we took out this liquidity one more time, and then we expanded up. Inversion gap here, very nice. Let me see on the 2 week, also inversion gap that we trade into it? No, almost equal the threshold of the 2 weeks. So I think we can see lower prices on dollar index. That means lower prices on euro, all those type of pairs, and other types of commodities. You know, for gold and stuff, it depends, right? Dollar up does not mean gold down, right? You know, look at the gold. Depends on fundamentals, liquidity, etc. So very nice. Let me just highlight this path. Come back down into here. into this. I'm just gonna write the note here instead. SBC 1 week, 2 week, not traded into on XY1. Okay, and I'll just clean this one. I don't need the text here. Okay, so it's low taken. So this is the pop I'm anticipating. In here, it could go as high as this low, which I'm going to highlight in black. Okay, because we tend to retest lows. We may not have to, but we tend to do that straight up to here. Be watching, since it's the 2 week, be watching for maybe a market structure shift, some kind of manipulation during news, expansion, the turtle soup type of scenario. Since it's on the 2 week, maybe daily, it depends, right? We could get multiple types of manipulation one time and then 2 times. So maybe on the daily for candle PD array, I think lowest 12 hours, right? Which is daily would be about 14, factor of 14 below 2 weeks, and 12 would be factor of 28 below 2 weeks. You pop on the fib, you say from here to here, where's premium, where's discount. Doesn't have to come to premium. You could put it here, and it doesn't even have to come to premium, right? We could move down first before creating any sort of range where we'd expect a more structural type of retracement. We want to anticipate the candles. It's 2 week. Yeah, 2 weeks. Okay, 2 weeks. We still have 6 days for that. So this week is closed, and you can see we took out the high. We came into this liquidity void, rather large one. You could say there's an inversion fair value gap here, but it's also one up here. Yeah, not too important because I'm waiting for it to come into here anyway. I'm gonna keep the 2 week in there. It's a bit more clean. And looking for that move. Great. So everything else down, and then pairs like Canadian dollar, Canadian dollar, Swiss franc, dollar, yen. I'll be expecting higher prices than a lower move, right? So I'll show you the dollar CAD, which I did an analysis. You'll see it on the page. So dollar CAD is inverse to oil as well. But I'm also kind of bearish on oil. So yeah, but I'd be expecting a little bit more of a retracement. Potentially, we came into this 3 week CB here, and we created a candle order blocks. We may just continue to move up. I'm not entirely sure. I'll be wait. I do think we could come down to a discount. We took this major liquidity above these equal highs. I think that a little bit more of a retracement, taking out more of a discount, taking out more liquidity, being a bit more efficient before we potentially move higher. I think so. Because going up, that would mean the dollar is getting, being quite strong, or something indicative of a really strong USD Canadian dollar, right? So, yeah, it's tricky. We'll see anyway. I'm kind of more on the bearish side, but yeah, it's not so clear yet for me. Thinking of something, maybe potentially using this 3 week as an inversion, something like that. Okay, let's look at euro. Okay, right. So we came into this 3 week gap at a nice OTE discount, big expansion up. When the 3 week now, right? I don't know why we're always in the 3 week. Okay, 2 week looks a bit more cleaner with this order blocks here, reclaim order blocks. Close above here, we came once and then one more time and then expanded lower. And I think that, so we created liquidity and we took it out, big expansion. So I think we retrace as the dollar goes up, and then we'll start expanding up, attacking these relative equal highs up here. And then we'll see from there, right? News could change it in a flash, but yeah, we'll see. Same thing for the pound. It's all relatively close. Okay, New Zealand dollar. Okay. 2 week, 3 week. Okay, New Zealand dollar had this a weekly gap which I was targeting. We created these trend lines. It really come up there, quite a big, big rejection back down. Got a nice short in there. Nice daily inversion gap here used. Didn't fully close below, but traded into it, and then we started moving down. Yeah, because it's quite common to fake out trend lines because they're just used for manipulation, right? We have another one here. So the cross of the trend lines. If we're going bearish, I think we'll go lower. But the thing is, a lot of equal lows down here, so I think it's quite possible. I'm so I'm so tied to the idea that okay, all the pairs must move down if dollar goes up. All the inverse pairs. But yeah, I think we could see this coming down. Some sort of news. I'll have to look at the commodity correlation for New Zealand dollar. Might be gold. Not sure. Yeah. So we came all the way up. Took out the liquidity above these equal highs a bit. It's relatively equal, kind of. Really expanded down, pushing down. I use the analogy of needing fuel to go on a trip. I spent a lot of time driving in circles here. It needs fuel, right? It needs some fuel. So attack that liquidity and potentially move up from there. Nice equal highs here, yeah. So I think doesn't have to, but it'd be cool if we take this out and then we go higher, right? As the dollar goes lower. That'd be very interesting. Very interesting indeed. That could be quite a scenario. So I put this lower prices, higher prices. I'm not gonna do that. I don't do that anyway, but that's what I'm looking for. Potentially lower, do something like that. And there's a 11-month, 12-month here. Okay, 12-month gap. It's really deep close. I'm not going to be targeting that yet, but if we do start expanding out, we can start to target that. I will look at a higher time frame, but there is none. I want to see if we close below these lows on a yearly basis. That's a while from now. Very nice. Okay, everything is showing opened in July and then January. Okay. Yeah, so expecting lower prices on that. And let's go look at the Australian dollar. Ooh. Okay, yeah. So we on the monthly we came an Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar. We came also into this monthly gap, and I believe there's a 2-month gap there too. Yeah, 2 months. Very nice. 2 months. Okay, I'll stop yabbering on. Swiss franc. Okay, Swiss franc. Interesting. So we have this order block, and we took out this liquidity. No inefficiencies on this time frame. 2-week gap here. Okay, liquidity up here, right? In terms of this trend line and in terms of premium. Okay, we barely touched the equilibrium. We're consolidating around here. A lot of buy side here, but this is, I don't know, this broker manipulation. Something. I wasn't there. Not even trading at the time. Much less knowing what to look for in terms of liquidity and ICT concepts. So we have yet to close below this 2-week order block or this 2-week gap just below it. We do have a 2-week inversion CB candle busy. Okay, 2-week inversion gap. So let's go lower. Okay. Yeah, we're failing to close below here. Oh, it's not close yet, but if it was close, I'd definitely be targeting somewhere higher. With this kind of nice setup, kind of too much equal lows for my taste. 4 day, 5 day. There's a 5 day gap up there. We'll probably target that. 1 week. It's probably gonna go for that. So it's gonna expand higher. Very nice. Continue to here. I think maybe start of the week, just crawling towards that pretty quickly. Yeah. Tempted to just put on a position and just go for it. Because I'm going to lower time frames and let's see the daily close, weekly close. If we have an up week, we have a green close, we can continue higher, I think. Anyway, not too much to say about it. Japanese yen, haven't been watching it too much. You do have a monthly gap in here. But we still have a bearish order block stacking that could possibly bring us lower. We came to just refine R2F. There's also a 2-week R2F. Yeah. Nice. Shallow stab in here, rejection, and then breakdown. We could just shop around or could start targeting a 4-month. 4-month gap was used 11, also 11-month gap. Show you in the 11-month. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. These are all-time highs from anyway on this broker. If I go to FXCM, maybe. Okay. Yeah. So I don't know. It's a different time, right? 71. It's a different era. Go back to my original broker. Less gaps. Yes, I'm not looking for anything yet. Nothing too clear yet. But yeah, just nothing clear on this pair. Don't trade it too often. Use oil. Okay. Yeah, it's interesting. Maybe we can go lower. I'm not too experienced with oil, but lately been analyzing and trading it. Yeah, it makes those very quick movements. It looks like it's going back up, then it reverses down. So I'm learning to see those things. We did a nice trend line. We stabbed through it a little bit. Oh, fake out again. We did trade into a gap and create equal lows. So most likely this is going to be taken. Major discount here, when major premium, come back down to here. But when oil was even a negative value, not in this chart though. I think we'll come down. Yeah, looks like dropping down. Lower oil prices. Trump's probably going to announce some news related to oil, and oil prices will drop. Monthly, not yet closed. 3-week inversion, 2-week. You can see how this 2-week was used quite nicely. So this was kind of close I'm expecting. And then we trade up. Okay, we trade all the way to the, I don't know what that is. I didn't label it. Okay, let's look at this. Threshold of this gap. Bit more and a big drop down. Okay, all right, good. And we saw that happen, right? Okay. What does that look like? February. This one. Yeah, stab up boot. Or is it this one? Yeah, one of those. And then we drop. Consolidation. Maybe one more time into this a little bit more, and then drop further. Yeah, I do think we're targeting that. Low oil prices means usually higher Canadian dollar, but against the US dollar. So yes, it's in the game. Weekly, 2-week, 3-week. None of these weeks are closed, but in the next week, the 2 and 3 week is closing, and it'll be pretty much the 1 month as well. Okay. Don't know why all the gaps have moved around. Okay, not this one. All right. Yeah, if we close below here, we can trade that. We got some trend line here. Looks like we're going to drop off. One more stab, maybe even one more time higher. I think then we're going to definitely target. If we break through this equal highs, but I think possible turtle soup to be caught to take out these lows. We got a 5-month gap there. Look at us. We're not even closing below this, above this high, indicative of a retracement to a gap, at least. Okay, 3 months we blasted through. Yeah, so relatively equal highs up there. Took out some minor buy side, but we still kept these highs intact. Came pretty close. It's not bull and bear strength. That's what I'm expecting. NQ has these equal lows down here, further reinforcing the idea. Okay, I don't know why all these lines move sometimes for some reason, all at once. Ooh. It'd be confusing if it was not. Do this to me. Okay, it's 8-month gap down there and a 5-month gap here. These equal lows look nice. Big drop. I think we target that. Come down. I don't know where, but I feel like we want to come down. I'll be looking for something maybe on D. But this setup, maybe indicating that we may move a bit higher into the volume gap here. Actual fair value gap here and here. Same on the weekly. Okay, what is this? It's up here. That was a nice one. That was the one when I was anticipating. Okay, now we break. Now we're gonna break lower. Actually, there was more PDAs down there, but that transposed the idea to an even bigger move, higher time frame move. Okay, look at this. Yeah, this is the bond chart. I don't normally look at it, but anticipating possibly moving higher from this inversion 1 month, but yeah, not feeling too confident about that yet. It's quite gappy. I don't trade bonds. So I think this gold, where's gold? Gold's all-time highs, pretty close. So I'm not that interested in it. It's copper. Copper's been. That was a nice entry. Copper really going for it. Big moves. Sell side on palladium. Came into a gap. Good look indication that we want to attack that. It's a yearly gap. Yeah, I think maybe come down to there. Then possibly move higher. Equal highs here. As you can see, let's put a. Oh, I already put a alert, I guess, here. Yeah, I don't know the story of that, but I mean COVID and stuff. I'm not sure what palladium is actually used for. Because silver similar to gold, right? And I think silver will continue to. There's a lot of value in silver fundamentally, and I think it will continue to make higher moves. And yeah, I think that's it. Could do Bitcoin. Bitty monthly. Okay. Yeah. So I was thinking we may come back down to like 70s if we don't close higher. 9 days for this. Yeah, because normally it will come down to retest some highs. So I think we're definitely coming, not definitely, but I have this feeling that we are going to be coming down. And then, people are drawing their trend lines. Support, waiting for support, a bounce or a break. It's a bit pointless. It's hard to get a sustained move, right? It's hard to frame anything on a lower time frame. You're in there, then you're looking at the lower time frame, and what are you looking at the lower time frame? Trend lines again. It's tricky. And then if you're swing trading, it's you know months and months sometimes for your positions. Faster if you're lucky. So yeah, 8 days. I think we're just gonna come down, retest these levels. If there's any chance of us moving even higher. For now, nothing much to say on this. Nothing too clear. Yeah, I mean this looks like it's gonna drop, but we'll see. And there's a nice R2F 2 day here. Let me see. Not the not so, what do you call it? Not the usual R2F, but I mean, couple of this high. I'm gonna highlight the high. I always highlight the high like this. Okay, just so you know, it usually retests a high. This one you can kind of use traditional support and resistance. You're not banking on support or resistance to take a trade. You are looking at these levels where price may be drawn to, and possibly also find support at that level if your other analysis coincides with that. Okay, that's very nice. Yeah, all right. Yeah, I think we can come down, maybe fake out again, and then pop back up. That's the bullish scenario. It's relatively equal highs. Depends how bullish you are on crypto. Okay, that's it for this video. If there ever any requests for additional pairs, let me know.